Welcome to the 123. I'm Frank, and today is a special episode. Took so long to get it together because it was, you know, results, predictions, some news. Basically, it's going to be as long as it needs to be, but not guaranteeing it for as long as an hour. But it might be longer than that. I don't know. So, without further ado, we are going to be skipping the superstar of the week. We are going to be skipping superstar of the week this week because there's so much to get through, and I'd rather get through all of the results that I saw and that were really good. Even though I know some of this might be rehash if you actually saw it, but that's all right. I'm not starting there. Not starting there. That is not where that would start. Okay, it would start right there. August 24th, Dynamite. Jericho calls out Daniel Garcia. Your wrestler cheers. Best I know sports entertainer. Brian Danielson comes out. Garcia pushes down Chris. Jericho chants of "You deserve it." Hager slams Danielson. American Dragon versus the Lionheart. Then we had Dax Harwood versus Jay Lethal. Probably one of the best matches. Lockup, miss, Jay, wrist lock on Dax, chop on the Jay. Jay on the corner, Dax head punch, Dax with a Russian leg sweep. Pitcher in pitcher, near fall, rear. And let me share something real quick when I say pitcher in pitcher. Okay, so when I watch them live, the pitcher in pitcher is kind of a problem. However, you may not know this, but if you watch on demand, and I know it doesn't help their ratings, but if you're not a Nelson watcher anyway, it doesn't help the ratings either. Little known secret. So if you watch their on demand product, they don't have pitcher in pitcher, and most WWE doesn't have commercials. So that's a thing to that I thought was pretty cool. Anyway, back to our action. Double sledge by Lethal. Jabs by Dax. Lethal for a figure four. Shoulder into Lethal. Figure four into Dax. Into sharpshooter. Dex into a Luger bomb. Dax midsection stomp. Dax into a sharpshooter. Springboard backslide. Grabs Trunks for the win. So we have, and that's when it was announced that we are not getting Sanjay Dutt and be wrong. If you want to correct me, feel free. The Giants. Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns against Wardlow and FTR, which I'm really excited about that match. Incidentally, if somebody wants to throw me some shekels today, but if you want to donate $20, maybe plus tax, like maybe $24, then I will go and cover the AEW All Out. I've been really wanting to do that, but it's just had to buy a hard drive, one of those things. So as of now, I'm just going to be running Pathfinder today. But That would have been pretty cool. Anyway, uh, Thunder Rosa announced that she had to step down due to injury and will now have a 4-way match. Then we had Colton Gunn versus Billy Gunn. Look up Who's Your Daddy? Spinning into ropes, Colton into barricade. Colton into barricade again. Back into the ring. Stomp, jump into turnbuckle. Billy Gunn stomps into Colton. Colton low blow. Colton versus Colton is 1, 2, 3. Colton and Austin beating their father. Tag champs. Chase them off. So then we have a Swerve in Our Glory chases them down. Death Triangle versus United Empire was announced. Then we had Britt Baker versus Kylan King. Kylan King kicks into Britt Baker. Britt Baker slaps. Britt Baker slams Kylan King into the turnbuckle. Just something in my head. Why is Mox versus CM not the main event? Biggest TV match. Maybe there'll be an interruption. Britt Lockjaw, end of 5:57. So yeah, I had a thought about another match during the match. And if you notice, I'm not giving results. Like, I'm not saying we're giving credit on the results. These are my results. I always suggest that you see the matches because I am learning how to get all the information off of the show and pay perfect attention. And I'm new at it. We're just starting this. Eventually, I hope to be really good, but right now we're just starting. So I'm just the kid in his basement trying to do something. But I'm not in the basement. I'm actually in a nice house with a pool in sunny California. So, and it's really sunny today. Like, it's 105 degrees. Luckily, I cleaned my fan, so that's nice. It'll be Britt Baker versus Tony Storm versus Hayter versus Sheeta. Then I rewrote it. Oh, that's right. That's a comment that I thought maybe Jade would have made more sense instead of Hayter, but apparently it's accurate. Then we're gonna have Acclaim versus Swerve in Our Glory. Then we have the Mox versus CM Punk. Mox comes out with Regal. CM Punk walks down. Lock up. Mox punches in the corner. Knees to Mox. Mox stomps foot. Lariat into Punk. Punk hits ankle. Death Rider slam into 1, 2, 3. Mox is your new champion. What the? 6 minutes. And it's not even 6 minutes. It's 3 minutes. So, Mox calls us all marks for our trouble. And that was that. Then we're going to have Cage versus Jungle Boy. Then when Ricky Starks decided to run his mouth. Then we had Death Triangle. Now, I know for a fact that I can't do justice to this. And, oh, no, I have some basketball game. This is a problem. Hold on. I'm going to... Wow. I just thought it would just kind of die. It's not a problem. I'll just turn it off. I thought I had my TV in a dead state, and I should turn it off. Anyway, moving on. So I'm going to try and do this. Like I said, I know I will not do justice. If I do it justice and you like it, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to do any of those things. Please buy a t-shirt. They're on sale. I'll get into that later. Death Triangle versus Aussie Open. Ospreay flipping over Phoenix. Kicks traded. Pac Penna throw. Ospreay exchange outside. Slaps to Ospreay. Prediction. United Empire versus versus Omega, obviously. Versus Bucks Omega. Okay. PMP, Phoenix slaps Osprey. Mark Davis grabs Phoenix, pulls Phoenix down. Davis kicks Phoenix. Fletcher flips Phoenix. Phoenix slaps Aussie Open. Penta Fear Factor into Davis. Movie sets used to be sold better. No idea what that was about. Example, yeah. Move sets used to be sold better. So what I was saying is like used to see a move set that was more more connected, more like a good example is like with Saturn's pump handle, where when he did his pump handle slam, you saw him grab the arm. You could see those moves. They were slower sometimes, and sometimes you could really see that. Anyway, United Empire, remember, tried to pull mask, kicked Osprey, Pac, deadlift, German. Lucha Bros exchanging blows with Aussie Open. Pac versus Osprey, suplex. Pac, Oz cutter, down count of 8. So they both were down. Osprey back up. Avalanche, brainbuster, laid out. Osprey punches Pac. Osprey near fall on Pac. Pac in the corner. Phoenix, Pac versus Osprey. Os cutter near fall. Destroyer by Penta. 2 feet from the ring post. Kip interference. Mark Davis lariat. Cutter 3-way. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. The Elite come out. And women aren't making any money. I don't know what I was on about on that. Sorry about that, guys. So that happened there, and I'll give a little bit of a breath. And I'm going to talk about T Public because it's free. I'm wearing a black T top because it is hot. I need to get myself a T Public T top. You know, rocking Gaming Fix, or of course rocking the 1, 2, 3, and then I won't be so hot, and I will be hot as far as seeing things. And right now, it's $14, so it's really good time to get a hold of that. And I think it's great. But if you go now, 35% site wide. Let's go to tpublic.com/gaming fix. That's tpublic/stores/gaming-fixx. That's tpublic/stores/gaming-fixx. Now back to our action. August 26th, we had Rampage, House of Black versus Dark Order. Chaos, exchange of fists, Spinebuster by 10. Buddy saves Malachi, Brody King, punch into Preston. Redeemer runs in. Winner, Dark Order by distraction. Dark Order, Brody King kicks and beat down. Darby and Sting for the save. Then we had Ryan Nemeth versus Wardlow. It was a headbutt, powerbomb cover. Very quick match, probably about a minute. Hobbs versus Ashton. I was like, who's this guy? This is definitely a squash match. Then we had Starks getting jumped by the Factory. Ortiz and Soho versus Guevara and his wife. Kick, punches, PM, pitcher, German suplex. Sammy kicks Ortiz, slaps Sammy. Ruby with German on. Oh, Ty Mello. Soho sweep on shoulder. Ty Mello kicks. Sammy poking Ruby. Anna Jay runs in. Sammy Tamala wins. And then our main event was Dustin versus Claudio Castellego. Some people still probably call him Cesaro. Lock up. rear naked choke, sleeper shoulder, Dustin elbow an injury. Pitcher and pitcher can't see attacks, crossface, exchanges, blow over the ropes. 1-2, it was a near fall. 1-2-3 walks off with Yuta and Cassioli retains. Oh yeah, this was for the ROH championship. And so that was that match. That was Rampage. Then we had the Ghost Go Home show of Dynamite. Moxley leaves an open contract in the middle of the ring. A producer grabs it, who is identified as Ace Steel. Don't know if I should be excited or not, because I don't know who's going to pick up that contract. Should have thought maybe should have been Dutt or Daniels. Not as far as Christopher Daniels, because then you'd have less, wouldn't know who it was. But they wanted to make it clear who it was, but I don't know. I didn't like the way they did that. Some of it felt kind of unnecessary. Oversold, anyone can pick it up. And then it ended up being not that. Then we had a promo, Lionheart versus American Dragon. Daniel pledges to Jericho that he will cheat. That's right. Daniel pledges to Jericho, I'm totally, I've got your back and all this stuff. And I just don't want you to cheat. And Jericho's like, too bad, I will cheat. Hager versus Danielson, lockup. Then Danielson kicks him. Danielson grabs him with his leg toss, grabs his neck, slam, PMP, drop kick. 1-2, no. Elbows into the label lock. Danielson has headlock, grabs rope. Brian Danielson ones. Jericho went to Club Daniels, Wingman. Okay, so yeah. Brian Danielson won. Then Jericho went to Club Danielson. Then we had the Wingmen, who were in like this weird strike that were then squashed by W. Morrissey, who was then given an offer for a contract by I can't think of his name, but he's been the one that's been putting together the group. So we'll see how that goes. Then we had Britt Baker and Hayter versus Shida and Storm as a tag team. Shida with an axe handle into Hayter. Storm kicks Hayter. Double team on Hayter. Britt putting on a glove. Drop kick by Shida. And the winners of the match were Shida and Storm, I believe. Sorry about that. CM Punk music goes, he saunters down, insulted fat guy. Didn't sit well, felt whiny, let everyone down. Ace still said the F word on air. Chicago promo, we are Chicago. It's a pretty good promo to watch. But before the We Are Chicago promo, it just feels so whiny. It's like he goes from, oh, I let everybody down and I'm just not a good enough and blah, blah, blah. And now we are Chicago and he's going to win. And I don't know. So then we have FTR and Wardlow who kill two other folks that I didn't get their names. Then we have the highest flyers, Yuta Rush, Dante Martin. Um, I don't know who that is. Then we're gonna have Dark Order Friday versus Best Friends. Then we have Dawn on commentary. Kenny and Will start. Oh, this was the main event. Dawn on commentary. Kenny and Will starts. Will kicks into Kenny. Kenny slap Will. Sky Twister. Now keep in mind, this is really weird. I was having some weird sleep issues, so I was actually blacking out as I was writing this. So kind of strange, but hey, if you feel bad about that, please buy a T-shirt or donate now. Because if you donate today, it has to be today. If you're watching live, then I can get a ticket to the to AEW. Unless you want to, if you want to donate to my TV because you don't think I should go to the theater, then that's even better. And if you want to buy me a access to the show, then that would be cool as well. Then we have okay, Kenny is knocking everyone down, flips into a snapdragon. Ozzy opens superplex from second rope. Will strips Kenny. Nick flips Will Ospreay. Will mimics Kenny's gun. Nick to the outside, which is like his good night. Nick to outside. Oz cutter countered by 1-2. Nope. Super kick. Anti-tack. Anti-tack V trigger. Don't know what happened there. The Elite win. Yeah, I'm sure I missed a lot of moves. Definitely watch that match. It's probably good. I honestly don't know if it's going to be as good as I like the Lucha Brothers, but so I don't know. Tomohiro versus Eddie Kingston. Are these predictions? These are predictions. So I went from that to predictions. All right, so we'll do some predictions. That's fine. So today there are supposed to be 11 matches with three matches that are going to be on the pre-show. And in no particular order, we have Tomohiro versus Eddie Kingston, Pac versus Kip Sabian, Hook versus Angelo Parker, Danielson versus Jericho, Storm versus Sheeta versus Hater versus Britt Baker, House of Black versus Darby Allin, Jade Cargill versus Athena, Jack Perry versus Christian, Wardlow and FTR versus Motor City Machine Guns and Jay Lethal, Casino ladder match, Yuta versus Penta versus Ray, Phoenix versus Rush versus Andrade versus Dante Martin, and as our, I'll go into that in a minute. Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed, Ricky Starks versus Hobbs, the Elite versus Dark Order, John Moxley versus CM Punk. So you could be watching matches for a while. So I don't. It's weird because I got a game, but I think the matches start at about 4. So instead of being X amount early, we're about 20 or several minutes early, I guess. I don't know. All right, so my guesses on this are I'm going with Eddie Kingston against Tomohiro. I believe Tomohiro won last time, so having Eddie Kingston win this time would be pretty good. On Pac versus Kip Sabian, I think it'd be really strange to change the belt over because this is for the multinational or Malta, whatever it is, the multi-Atlantic or Atlantic, the Atlantic belt. I think it's the Atlantic belt. But it's like an international Atlantic belt. Anyway, I think they'll keep it on Pac, but Kip Sabian's making a comeback, so hard to say. Maybe it'll be Pac will win, but with like some kind of disqualification or something. You could always have Penelope Ford get involved, something like that. Hook versus Angela Parker. I'm gonna go with Hook because they've had Hook be really solid, so I don't see why they would not have it be Hook. Then we have Danielson versus Jericho. I think that they'll keep it on Danielson, although a lot of times Jericho does win the pay-per-views. But I really think it should be Danielson, and I don't know. I guess it depends, because Danielson is doing stuff to create stars, and so is Jericho. Maybe it's a coin flip. I don't know. Storm versus Sheeta versus Hayter versus Britt. I think they'll put it on either Storm or Hayter. I'm leaning towards Storm because if you look at them just bringing in Storm, that it would be a good idea to probably put the belt on her, since I think they were gonna switch the titles between Thunder Rosa and Storm. Then we have House of Black versus Darby Allin versus Sting versus Miro. I think this is going to be a pretty good match. I don't know. I think there could be some breakdown with Miro. So then you could have Miro versus Darby Allin again. But Miro versus Brody King might be good. I'm going to go with we're going to go with a baby face win because there might not be that many. Then you have Jade Cargill versus Athena. Athena has to win. They might go really stupid and not, but it's just like if you look at the strong there's two very strong women's wrestlers that they've just picked up. One is Athena, the other one is Toni Storm. It'd be crazy if they don't let if Athena doesn't win the TBS championship, and maybe Jade will be able to get it back. But I think it would be really crazy to have Jade, who is not exactly the strongest wrestler out there, to go against a pro like Athena. And just in case people don't know, Athena was Ember Moon, and she was a NXT champion quite a few times. Then we have Jack Perry versus Christian. I think it'll be Christian with a turn of some kind. So the Jack Perry has to come back and do something really big. Wardlow and FTR versus Motor City and Jay Lethal. I'm just going to go with what I want to happen. Although I love Jay Lethal. I do. And Motor City's really good too. So it's hard. But I'll go with Wardlow and FTR. The Casino Ladder match will be MJF or W. Morrissey. And that the winner is probably going to be the Joker. I think that's what's going to happen. Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed. I think we're going to get an Acclaimed championship. I think it's time. They've been pushing him. And Swerve in Our Glory is a pretty good team. Pretty competitive. But based on money, the fact that the Acclaimed is in-house, it's hard to say. But Swerve in Our Glory has been mid-card and pushing the Acclaim at this point, and giving them the tag team championship would be pretty cool. Ricky Starks versus Hobbs. I'm going to say Ricky Starks wins. He's just a more solid competitor, but they could want to have like a massive heel Hobbs. Maybe the guy that's collecting people will use one of his guys, something like that. Then we have the Elite versus Dark Order for the trios match, which I don't know if I got that match or not, but basically what happened is Dark Order, a lot of their guys got knocked out, so it ended up being Hangman Page. So it's Hangman Page versus Johnny Hungy and Alex. So it should be pretty good. Then we have John Moxley versus CM Punk. I think it's just going to depend. Like, I don't know why they would really build it up and then build it up again and then have CM Punk lose again. But I think that it's possible that hi Carlos, how you doing? I think it would be good to have John Moxley lose. That would make the most sense, but it depends. Like if CM Punk still has a bad wheel, which is possible, then they may decide to give it to Moxley. I don't really know on that one, so I'm not giving an answer at this time. Okay. And then we had Raw, which was Dolph versus AJ. Oh no, it was Dolph and AJ versus Judgment Day. Schoolboy Dolph to Finn, roll up by Ziggler, Priest, not around. Then we had Edge arriving. Judgment Day mad about A&E documentaries. It's just funny. They're like, we don't get no documentaries yet. And Finn Balor just kind of coming into things. It's kind of weird. Some of these people don't get these until 14, 15, 17 years later. So who knows, right? Edge has Ray and Dominic come in. And then Judgment Day flees. Ciampa versus Miz. Oh, and Miz come in. Alexa, Asuka, Belair versus Locals. They end up winning. Kurt Angle and Alpha Academy. Kurt Angle's watching Alpha Academy versus the Street Profits. Then we have the Street Profits, Riddle versus Rollins promo, clash between KO, Sami Zayn. Roman knows no one, cool exchange, Owen versus Usos title match. Then we had Raquel versus Sky and Kai, and the winner on that was Raquel. That was Raw. And then I had predictions, and now I'm trying to find my predictions. So I don't know where those are. So I have the Clash of the Castle predictions, and I'm going to say them, and then I'm going to tell you because it is Saturday right now, and Clash of the Castle's already happened. Or no, I'm sorry, it's Sunday. So we had Ray versus Edge versus Judgment Day. I predicted that Ray, Ripley, or Dominic were going to that either Rhea Ripley would interfere or Dominic would interfere. Then we had the Intercontinental Championship, which I predicted Gunther. Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins, I predicted Matt Riddle. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, I figured that we would actually have a new championship with Drew McIntyre. Ty and Sky and Bayley versus Belair, Alexa and Asuka. I predicted that the winners on that would be Ty, Sky, and Bayley. Liv versus Shayna, I predicted to be Shayna because that made sense. Edge and Ray versus Judgment Day. I just gave that one, sorry. And so turns out that what really happened was Judgment Day won when, or actually Ray and Edge won, but Judgment Day got one up on them when Dominic kicked his dad in the dick. Intercontinental, we had Gunther win, which I think that just was a no-brainer. Matt Riddle beat Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns beat Drew McIntyre with the help of another one of his kin who want to say Kata Khan or something like that. Then we had Ty and Sky and Bailey. I think they beat Belair, Alexa, and Asuka. I'm not sure, but I think so. I know Liv Morgan beat Shayna, which is a little bit surprising. Um, but I guess that's what they decided to do. I miss how Shayna has kind of fallen out of everything. Um, and believe it or not, I actually saw Smack. Actually, well, I guess I could go into SmackDown next time. But bunch of news. Actually, I'm trying to think what the big news was. But I can't think of any amazing news. But one thing I do know, wanted to talk about, and I haven't heard anybody say anything about this, is FTR in the video game. FTR is being said that they're not going to be in the video game, and there's a theory going around from Jim Cornette that basically the reason is because Kenny decided to um, just kind of give him the thumb and not put him in the video game because um, just another way of trying to elevate just another way of trying to elevate the Young Bucks. However, I have a theory that I was going to share that I think that what it could be instead is that you have like articulation controls where you like if you wanted to have a wrestling match where you have holds, grapples, things like that, and you're not like automatic pins, things like that, but you're actually like back and forth wrestling. It's a little bit more articulated, a little bit more harder to control. And then you have spins and such. And since FTR are not really perpetrators of spins, putting them in with a bunch of spin moves and stuff like that wouldn't make much sense. So you'd want them to wrestle, but it's possible that there wouldn't be that many people in the company that were also doing wrestling, except for probably the Gun Club and the Gun Club, Jay Lethal, Cody if he's still in it, Jericho, but all of them could have like six spins and stuff like that that would be more focused on. So I think it could be a mechanical thing. It could be that because one type of when you're trying to do an articulate move. Now I don't know much about programming, and neither does Kenny Omega because he's a wrestler. He's not a programmer's thing, from what I understand. But with Yuke's looking at it anyway, is that it seems to me that finite controls or not fine, like fine motor controls where you're trying to grab somebody, do like German suplexes with them, uh, mat work would be a little bit more complicated than some of the flips because a flip is automatic because it's going in the air and you basically tell it go from X to Y. And while it looks really cool from a computer perspective, it might not be as complicated. And if you know more about computers and you want to talk to me about it, then that would be good because I don't know that much. But I think that that's probably a lot of where it is. And I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting to see what happens today on All Out, and I'm really surprised that I actually did. It did end up being about 45 minutes, so not too bad. I can actually do 1 o'clock if I need to, so we'll see. Anyway, thanks for tuning into the 123. I thought I might even have more reviews, but I don't seem to. I'll have them in front of me. Oh, I guess the go home show I should mention. We had a. I'll go through that a little bit. We had a longship Viking battle, which ended up being just a hardcore match with a brutal shot where Xavier Woods went through three tables in a new move by the Viking Raiders. That was pretty good. Then the highlights of that show basically were Sami Zayn trying to be masters of ceremonies for Roman Reigns' 2-year reign as undisputed champion, but uh, one of the Usos wasn't having it. I want to say it was Jay. He was just not having it and started talking over him. But it was funny because Sammy kept doing add-ons, so that was kind of cool. Finally, we had McIntyre do a Claymore kick into Roman Reigns' face as he was on his way into the arena. Then we had Drew McIntyre come in, and they tried to dismantle Drew McIntyre, and we went off the air. I'm trying to think what else happened that was good, like any even good matches. And I kind of remember it being pretty forgettable, except for the long ship. So that is our show. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back at our regular time on Wednesday next week, but it was weird because I had to try and get all of these matches, and because some of them take hours and hours, it was kind of difficult. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and once again, if you feel out of the kindness of your heart in donating so that I can go to All Out, I will appreciate that, and thank you forever. All right, see y'all later. Ding, ding, ding. I gotta get my ding, ding, ding back.